Come here. So, let's take Charlie for a walk. I always press both buttons. Press both buttons so you can have a higher likelihood of getting an elevator quicker. Because there's like 40 floors in this building.
Follow for more.
Follow for more value. They're like someone's watching this while they're eating food. They're like, they drop their fork.
They spit their food out.
Yeah, so we're gonna go for our walk. I like to get 10,000 steps a day, and I've been tracking it on my phone.
Okay.
I used to not be like, oh, I'm gonna have a certain number of steps. Hold on a second, let me see the situation here. Because if it's another dog, we don't really do other dogs too well. Oh, hi, how you doing?
We're safe.
Yeah. If it was another dog, though. Well, there was, dude, there was this one time. The elevator was like closing, and he saw a dog like outside, and he like jumped outside of the elevator as it was closing.
The worst case scenario.
Yeah. He doesn't accept reality when he's not with me. Hi, how we going? Like it's not like, you don't understand. It's a break in the matrix for him. Like he doesn't, there's this like life with me and there's life without me. Actually, I don't even want to say that. I'll just say like alone. Because obviously he loves me the most. I hope so. Dude, it's actually like chilly out. It's Miami. Interesting. It's probably like what, 60 degrees, 65 degrees?
The high today is literally 68 or something.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, there is, since I've been experiencing it for the first time, I mean, I've been in Florida for winters, but Miami, because Miami is warmer than like the rest of Florida. Because like the lower you are, like the more, tropical it gets, closer to the equator or whatever the fuck. I don't know. No, but this is amazing weather though. Like if you live in the north, like Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, up there, New York, that shit is brick right now, literally. That's such a New York word. But yeah, it's so fucking brick. But here, it's like, you know how it is in PA and like Jersey when it's like a crisp, perfect, it's like a warm, it's almost like it's like a regular, like, it's like one of those really nice fall or spring days. It's kind of what it is like right now. But in Miami, yeah. Yeah, Miami's cool, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I love it here. I love Miami better than, I mean, honestly, like, it's the best place I've ever lived.
Yeah?
Hands down, yeah, what the fuck? Because, see, I think people get too picky and they, like, forget where they came from. But, like, and I was just, watch yourself, my bad, bro. I was just in Pennsylvania, remember last video? Miami's a dream, dude. What do you mean? Like, I mean, this is the kind of the thing, is like, people make judgments about Miami, but, like, I personally don't think you can really make a judgment about Miami unless you've lived here. Right. Like, of course, there's bad things about everywhere. Like, yeah, there's a lot of traffic here. This area specifically, there's not like too much going on, but like, just like anywhere else, there's pockets of areas that are like, there's crime. It's usually me committing the crime, usually in those pockets. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a regular, I just take a walk in the morning and I walk Charlie and he needs to go on a walk, and honestly, it's better because he gets me out. Like, if he didn't have to go on walks, I probably would like make an excuse to not go for a walk, but I've been just trying to get my 10,000 steps in lately because instead of just focusing on like the time, because you just have a lot of stuff to do in the day, even though this walk is important, I just like to track my steps because it's just an easier measurement of like if I'm burning enough calories. Everyone's so caught up on jogging and running because they think it burns more calories than walking does, but it's kind of like a net negative because it's, you could walk a way longer distance than you could jog. So it's like, it makes more sense to just tack on an extra 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes to your walk, burn the same amount of calories. Because I feel like that's another thing too, is like, it's almost like the American standard is like allergic to slow, gradual progress, like sustainable progress. Biggest thing for like when I was a fitness coach, biggest thing, and I mean, I've coached like so many people. I mean, fuck. That was my life for like years and years and years, right? And I realized something. It wasn't like you could give someone the best diet with all the bells and the whistles. Like someone could be completely out of shape. You give them the best diet, but it's not about the diet as much as it is like kind of the segue and it from where they are to eating clean and living a better lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that's where I feel like a coach is really valuable. Because at the end of the day, there's like criteria, right? Like there's criteria to get in shape. And same thing with business, right? It's like, I coach business clients now. I teach people how to do the business, the online high ticket fitness coaching business online. A lot of people just start at different parts like in the business, you know, like in their life. You know, so like, it's just, I feel like it's the coach's job to be able to get that person sustainably from where they are to where, to just to have a system. Like, this is where I feel like fitness taught me this, like training, periodization, and progressive overload. You start small, right? Like you don't just try to shoot for the stars day one. Like you have to build a base. Like it's about like, it's the most cliche fucking thing in the world. Like building a strong base, you know, you want to build a house on concrete, not quicksand, right? It's just house on the rock, not quicksand, right? It's in the Bible. It's one of the oldest stories of all time. And this goes for life, like building a good foundation for life. And like part of getting results, biggest part is what? Is the accumulation of time spent on that thing. You know, so like you have to this is why consistency is so important, because it's really about, at a certain point, it's like, it is partially about hours clocked. Come on, Pop. Just be careful walking in the road. Don't get hit by a car, bro. Almost 3,000 steps. For the week, I'm at like an 8,800 average, 8,900. So I like to keep it like at least a 10K a week average. Yeah, so like I walked like a lot of steps on the third and the fourth. Then I started to gradually decline. I remember I got sick. Yeah, man. But like my day is pretty much like the same every day. I wake up and I really just like to clear my head with a walk and just like spend time with Charlie. And then usually, like I'll get caught up on messages like in the morning, like client messages. And then usually I would go in my Instagram DMs and just like kind of talk to people who want to sign up for coaching, push people along, you know, whenever, you know, if they're ready to sign up for coaching, I'll sign them up, whatever, right? But now I've outsourced like a lot of my sales, which is now going to make my service even better, you know? Like I spent the last week or two really refining my back-end system for my coaching, like for the clients. Like as far as deliverables go, like what my clients actually get, you know, giving them all the necessary tools. Like a lot of it is like Loom videos that they may need for trainings, like an asset, something to track data. I'm huge on data too. Like, oh, we're going up here, bro, my bad. He knows. Yeah, this is our walk. Oh, watch yourself. There's poop right there. I like walking this with Charlie. You're gonna have to duck down towards the end. I live right there. Right to the top right. Actually? Yeah. Like 38, 39, 36, or 39, 30, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Yep. All the way up there. Sometimes I come down and sit here with him. Yeah, I'll just chill here and like answer messages. Like, not even kidding. So like people that are like you run a multiple six-figure coaching business? I'm like, yeah. And like sometimes I'll just like sit right here and work. I'm like on the side of the highway with my dog. Like, and it's like, I say work, like I'm not in deep work, obviously. Like I'm not fucking like, you know, away at the laptop, but like I'm talking to clients. Sometimes I'll even be sitting here and I'll be editing a video. Like some of my videos that you see. It's like, I just feel like you just have to have a real conversation about like who you are as a person and lifestyle design. And if it's unorthodox, it's okay. It's all good. You don't have to beat yourself up because you're not living within this like rigid system, but you have to have results though. You have to have proof of results. You can't just say, oh, this is what I do because it works if it doesn't work. you know? So that's why I'm like, well, I'm confident in my ability. I was like, started to think about it. I'm like, I don't have to beat myself up. I'm like, I'm doing shit my own way. And that's a big thing this year is like, I'm building my own business model. I'm building the business that I want to live, the business that I want to own, especially with my clothing company. Like, I just realized that life is better spent chasing purpose, lifestyle design, than it is money, you know? And believe me, money's great, and I make a lot more than I used to, and I want to make more, and I'm not even acting like I'm some like super rich motherfucker, because I'm really not, in my opinion, you know, but I'm just hacking away. I just feel like it's just like, I don't know, a conversation that people have. Like someone said to me in the DMs, right? He might even watch this. I post my dog a lot. Like I post Charlie all the time on my stories, and I'll even say like deep things about him, where like I love him, he's my son, you know, he's like really like a piece of my brand. You know, if you follow me, you'll see Charlie a lot, right? Everyone knows Charlie. And someone's like, dude, like, he's like, why do you love your dog so much? And I was like, I said to him, I was like, as a joke, I was like, because he has aura. I was like, bro has aura. And he said to me, he goes, damn, you really show me every day that like, why, or something like why it's important to be yourself, why you're that you're really authentic, or that you, something along those lines, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, like, and his content is, you can tell like he's like trying to like, you know, do the coaching, and he's a younger cat, and I'm supportive of it, but it's like funny because a lot of this too is in the process of coaching, building a coaching business, especially with like, you're in men's self-development, like you're in that industry, which could go across the board. Like men's self-development could be business coaching, fitness coaching, anything that's helping men improve their lives. Counseling, like even if you're not getting paid for it, right? A lot of that in the process is finding your own identity. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself in that process. And that's what I've learned about myself. And a lot of it too is that like, no, I have my own way of doing things, and that's okay. And I can still get amazing results because I'm doing it my own way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think people just need to be a little bit more, I don't know, authentic, and just kind of just not just like, chill the fuck out, bro. You don't have to beat yourself up every 5 seconds, you know? It's not that serious, you know?
You think people like succumb to their overthinking all the time? Like, and like really what they're actually doing is just think they're worried about what other people think of them.
I think that's what it is, man. I think it's an unhealthy attachment to the results. Just like it's too outcome focused, you know? And I always go back to like an artist, you know, like if an artist is sitting there making a painting and he's thinking the whole time about how people are going to view it, if people are going to like it, are people going to understand it, it's going to ruin the process. That's the opposite of the process, right? It's like you don't stay in the lines, right? You create something out of nothing. You create something new, and you're in flow state, right? And if you're thinking too much about how people are going to view it, then I think it ruins the essence of creativity, you know? And you're not able to really be in that flow state. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll give tattoos for an example, right? Because I'm just fucking itching my leg, and then I look down and I'm like, damn, these are sick. I'll give tattoos for an example. A lot of the reason why people won't get tattoos is because they're like, well, I don't know what to get, and I don't know if like, I want it to be on my body forever, and like, everything I get has to have meaning. Well, I kind of just flipped the script on that, because I was like, okay, all of those things, like, I've felt those things before. Like, everything that I just said, I felt those things about tattoos. But that mindset, guess what it did? It kept me from being tattooed. And my goal was to be covered in tattoos. So if I was sitting there thinking like, oh, like every tattoo has to have meaning and all this shit, I'm like, and like, I have to do all this stuff before it. It's like, well, then I'm never gonna get tattooed. I'm never gonna have like the avatar that I want, like the way I wanna look, you know? So I think it's just about kind of detaching yourself from the process and kind of just learning as you go, you know? I think another thing too that's really huge for entrepreneurs and men, and this is really how you can reclaim your power, is like just admit what you're not good at and be okay with that. Okay, as in like you're not letting it be, you know, you play to your strengths, right? And you use your weaknesses as like the bottom line, you know what I'm saying? But you got to play to your strengths, you know? Like, it's just kind of the same. It's the same thing as like, okay, is everyone perfect, and does everybody have, or does everybody have weaknesses? Yes, everybody has weaknesses. But I think like it's like, if you want leverage, you have to knock down the big dominoes first. And part of knocking down the big dominoes is kind of like doing what you're good at, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. I just want people to be like free thinkers, you know? That's honestly like what I'm trying to get at here. Is just think freely, like think for yourself, man. Just stop basing your opinions off of what you hear from other people, and stop consuming and spending more time creating, you know, because that's really when you're going to find yourself. You don't find yourself by consumption. You find yourself through creation, like making art, videos, business plan, building a relationship. Like it could be as simple as like a kind gesture that you're doing for someone that you love. Like that's still building something, you know? Yeah, man. I want people to be free thinkers.
It is crazy though, because our society is kind of made around consumption, you know?
I'm gonna consume this doggy for lunch. I'm gonna consume this doggy for lunch. You baking for me? Sun-baked sausages. Huh? You tanning or what? Dude, look, he's sunning his balls. He's a biohacking expert, runs a 7-figure consulting company, and he's got wisdom beyond the ages. I always think I'm gonna see a body down there. Wouldn't that be crazy? My brother saw a dead body in the woods once. Yeah, when I first started coaching, there was no method. I literally just asked the client what they needed help with, and I just helped them with that. I wasn't worried about having it's just like people worry about the wrong shit, man. I wasn't worried about my logo, website, having the best app for them to work, like any of that shit, right? Because what mattered was signing clients and just starting to help people. Like you're overthinking, it's like it's keeping you from helping as many people as you could. And then it's keeping you from helping yourself because you don't fucking make money, bro. There was no, and then even in the business coaching, like when I started business coaching, people were asking me for help. They're like, well, how do you build a high ticket fitness business? I'm like, I don't really know. Like they would ask me in the beginning, I'm like, I mean, I know what I do. Could you do the same thing and be successful from it? I didn't know. In the beginning, I didn't know. So my first clients, there was no real like criteria. They were just like desperately asking for help. I'm like, yeah, I guess I can help you. Fucking make up a price. They paid it, and I started business coaching. And then in the process of the business coaching, I realized, I'm like, oh my God, there's literally so many parts of this business. There's so many things that people are struggling with that they don't understand. So what I did was I just integrated it into my coaching program. I created like an asset that people could watch and a playbook that people could use every single day. So all I did was, it was like, it's almost like, shit. You're building a house, but in the process, it's like you're putting the blueprint together in the process. Like, and you're like learning what tools to use, you know?
While it's being built.
Yeah. But now my program now is like insane, like way more advanced, way more streamlined, like has all the tools, all the assets available. It's literally like walking someone from making no money online or making some money online to having like consistent 10, 15, even 20K months. like just consistently, organically, no ad spend. Like, honestly, it's fucking, I believe, truly believe that there's gonna be a lot of people that they build their coaching business to 10, 20 grand a month and they're gonna just stay there, which isn't bad. You know, it's not bad at all. I mean, obviously, I always wanted to make more than that. And usually when you make that amount of money, you're gonna wanna make more, but I think there's gonna be a big wave of people that are like, wait a second, this college degree that I have, or this trade literally would pay me the same, if not less, than if I just signed a couple clients, high ticket clients every month on Instagram. It's almost, well, first of all, it's not fair because life's not fair. You know, and people are literally busting their asses to make the same amount of money that a decent online coach could make, like 100 grand a year, right? It's kind of crazy to think about.
It is.
Believe me, I'm not like, wow, like, believe me, bro. Every time I see like a construction worker, road worker, someone doing manual labor, anything like that, I always take a second look and I'm like, I'm so fucking grateful that I'm doing what I do, because that's hard work. This is mentally hard, mentally stimulating, right? But like, I'm not really physically working that hard. Like, you know, I'm not really pushing my body that hard. You know, sitting at a desk for fucking 10, 11, sometimes 12 hours is as hard as I'll go, but outside of like bodybuilding, you know what I'm saying? Like just working out. But yeah, man, I don't know. This kind of goes back to what I was saying before, is like, my brain is not, I'm like, I don't think like that. I don't think like I have to have everything perfect. Like I'm a fucking entrepreneur, bro. By nature, we're imperfect. Like if entrepreneurs, it's like a German Shepherd. It's like a German Shepherd, if they don't feel a sense of purpose, they get depressed and they starve themselves and die. And that's like an entrepreneur. It's not even like, it's not about money, bro. It's literally about solving problems. Like we need stimulation. It's like funny too, because like you always think like, oh, I'm getting to the point, I want to get to the part where I can relax and have no problems. I'm like, that's actual hell. Like that's what you want to avoid, because that's when you feel the best when you're building something, you know? And that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor and take a step back. You should. That's probably a good idea. You should. But not in a negative way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, I just feel like we as humans, we have so much power if we just realize it. It's like, and then we're also extremely destructive to ourselves if we don't realize it, you know? Like your self-talk is a huge one. Self-talk is massive, bro. I think that most self-talk is inherently negative, because I think it has a lot to do with our consumption and what we're watching and what we're viewing. And I think that, honestly, like, I think another thing too is, I think the way that we view like success in the media is kind of like flawed, like fundamentally flawed. Because it just doesn't show the journey. It doesn't really show anyone's journey. Now, like, you can kind of start to see like people's process from point A to point B. You know, with like social media and stuff. But like, even still, like, many people are not gonna necessarily look into it. And a lot of people, like, they only believe what confirms their reality. So like, a lot of what I'm saying is like, if you were born and for 27 years and 35 years, you believed that the only way you were gonna make money is, you know, as a plumber or electrician or being a warehouse manager, when I tell you you can make 2, 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money as an online coach working less and doing something that you love, it's like, it doesn't even seem, it seems like a fallacy. It doesn't even seem real. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, that's why we have to have these down to earth conversations. It's like, and also kind of, you have to have a normalcy about it too. Because if you're like, oh my God, 10 grand a month or $1,000 a week is so much money. It's like, it's not that you're not supposed to be grateful for that amount of money. You always want to be, but it's like that standard is so low. You know, I always thought like, what makes people make way more money than just like if they make a fucking $100,000 a month, what makes them want to make 500? It's really not necessarily about stuff, whereas that can come with it. It's more about like, oh, capability. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can push harder, I can make more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the standard, you know what I'm saying? So if you think that 200 grand a year is a lot, and I tell you can make more doing this, you're not gonna believe it. Most people won't. And that's actually the thing, is like a very small percentage of people even watching this will even make 6 figures. Like, and statistically, like just based off of the facts, you know what I'm saying? Kind of crazy. But this is why it all goes back to mindset, dude. And making these conversations normal, you know? Like when if I tell someone back home how much I make, they're like, oh shit, oh my God, you know? But then like, I'm like, when I hang out with my friends, I'm like the brokest pretty much now. Like all my friends that make money, all my friends make 6 figures a month, you know? This is a day in the life, man. Woke up, took a walk, took care of my dog, did all that. Been getting work done all day on my phone. And now we're gonna take a little hour break to take a break from work to do some more work in another place. We're gonna do the podcast. Yeah, man, this is how you keep the wheels spinning with the content. You need content, you know? It's better to have too much than not enough. Like I have content for days and days and days and weeks and months, just waiting to be posted. Uh-oh.
Creative currency. What are we gonna do, boys? We're gonna drop the heat on them today?
Hell yeah, man. Non-stop. Let's go. When are we releasing it?
Yeah, releasing it.
Shit, should already be out by now. What's up, bro? Good to see you again, man. Yeah.
Motherfuckers gon' die if we keep the mask off. Suicide when I ride, bitch. Scarecrow to walk the shadow. Mozart with no piano. Kill when I'm sleepy hollow. That mystic motherfucker that's addicted to prescriptions. Xanax for the panic, mental problems you can add in. Multi-million owned business, you just signed a deal, right? 3 years past, still broken, you ain't paid up. Dollars I ain't touched yet, burning for the fuck of it. Infamous lunatic, you just up.